hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady Rochelle, where we move away from awareness towards action. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you have tuned in to the From Awareness Towards Action Breast Cancer panel. We are so excited that you're here tonight. We are asking that you take out a pen, some paper, so that you can take some notes. I guarantee you are going to be educated tonight. Our topic is survivor's remorse. We are grateful for my sponsor on tonight, Pastor Michael Richardson with the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ, who just celebrated 20 years on Sunday as being the pastor, and we had an amazing time. And he has a special message for us.
Greetings, I am Pastor Michael Richardson.
And I am First Lady Anastasia Richardson from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We're located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, Illinois. We are building upon a solid foundation.
And we're inviting you to join us every Sunday morning on Facebook Live at Emmanuel Kojic at 10:15 Central Standard Time. And you can also view our videos on our YouTube channel at Emmanuel Kojic-MR. Once again, this is Pastor Michael Richardson
and First Lady Anastasia Richardson, and we're from the Emmanuel Church of God in Christ. We are building upon a solid foundation.
Tuned into the breast cancer panel, and first up on the panel is Lisa D. Adams. Lisa won her fight with ovarian cancer. However, her biggest fight is to convince African American young men to value life and live purposely. Hey, Lisa.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here.
I know. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get started. We have some amazing women that are on the panel tonight, and I can't wait to hear your voices. Yes. Next up, we have the Frankie Parker. She is a singer, songwriter, band leader, and a breast cancer warrior princess who recently released her latest single, Breathe. And guess what? It's available on all digital streaming platforms. And we heard it last night. And let me tell you, it is fire. Hey, Frankie.
Hey, what's going on, Rochelle? Hey, Lisa.
Girl.
Hey.
When I tell you that Breathe is on repeat, oh my goodness, I am loving it. Loving it.
Appreciate it.
I done shared it with other people. I'm like, hey, y'all gotta get this song. Like, listen to it. It is so nice.
Pass it on, please. Thank you.
It's a breath of fresh air for survivors. So and more than survivors, anybody could listen to it. But I love it. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Next up, we have Jakina Denise. She's affectionately known as the strong-willed survivor, and she has heard the words, "You have cancer," on multiple occasions since her diagnosis in 2014. She has made it her mission to educate, advocate, and help others see that there is beauty beyond the scars. Cancer said that she wouldn't live to see 38, but 9 years later, God said she still had work to do. Hey, Jakina.
Hi. Hey, Lady Rochelle. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Frankie.
Hello.
I can't wait to hear that song.
Girl, oh my goodness. When I tell you this song is... So I'm having an event this weekend, Frankie, and I am going to play this song at my cancer survivors event. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, wow. No, not at all. Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate it. I wish I could be there. I'm working.
You know what? I thought about it and I said, oh, I'm not going to ask at the last minute, but I know you have your show that night because that's the fourth Saturday. So yeah, so I'm excited. I can't wait to play it. I know the ladies are going to love it. Love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So welcome. You're welcome. So our topic is survivor's remorse. And what really made me come up with this topic is this weekend we lost an individual by the name of Kwame Jackson. And Kwame was, when you look at him, he looked like he was the picture of health, but he was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, which actually ended up spreading to his stomach. So he had stomach cancer and breast cancer. And he was this big masculine guy, but he was spreading his information, his story for everyone to hear. He wasn't afraid to say that he had breast cancer. He wasn't afraid. He would show pictures and everything of his scars. And he was always in the gym working out. So when I heard that he passed this weekend, it's like, oh my God, it was like a gut punch, because I just, like I said, when you see him, and I think that's something that's deceiving about individuals who are diagnosed with cancer, is that on the outside we may look one way,
Right.
on the inside, our body may be battling. And he looked like the picture of health from the outside. I mean, he had muscles everywhere, and so it made me felt some type of way when I found out that he passed this weekend. So we're going to talk about survivor's remorse on today.
Okay.
So survivor's remorse, for anybody who don't know what the definition of it is, it could be survivor's remorse or survivor's guilt, which is when someone experienced some type of life-threatening, traumatic situation, and sometimes maybe the person dies or they get hurt. They have some type of traumatic situation, and you would maybe there with them, and you came out okay, but that person may have passed on, or they still dealing with this traumatic situation. And so you're left feeling like, why not me? Why am I still here? So I know if you have been diagnosed with cancer diagnosis, you have felt survivor's guilt. So I wanted to talk about, when was the first time you ladies have felt survivor's guilt as it relates to your breast cancer diagnosis?
For me, it was almost immediately. I've been in this community for so many years as well. Again, with me being a caregiver of my mom having cancer when I was young, as well as several other family members. And then me surviving being hit by an 18-wheeler truck. And it was like, okay, you know, I'm surviving this, but this person or that person, is not here. Then when I finally got diagnosed in 2014, um, it was immediately friends that, the very first friends that I met in this community as a survivor, they were passing. And it was like, it seemed to me I was going to funerals like every other week. Every time I turned around, there was someone, that people put, oh, this person lost their battle. Well, you know, one, I don't like the term about them losing their battle, because I don't believe that they lost their battle. I believe they won. They're no longer in pain. They're no longer suffering, and if you're a believer, like I'm a believer, we know that, where that him, her, or that child may be. Um, but it hit me hard, and I went to a big depression. And what I call my mama boober, she actually told me, she says, honey, she says, you don't think about it as, oh, they're gone and that's it. You think about it as they live on through you. And as long as you continue to fight every single day, then their spirit is continuously living on. And when you pass, everyone that you touch, that your spirit, along with that person before you, spirit will continue to go on. So I now tend to look at it as, I'm a true believer of God sends his angels here on earth to help us, encourage us, uplift us, guide us, and help us along this journey. And those survivors, or those that have been diagnosed, or those heard those words, you have cancer or any other chronic illness, that came before me, they've deposited so many nuggets of wisdom and pearls and gems inside of me that I carry on each and every day, trying to continue to not just spread awareness, but to educate, advocate, celebrate the gift of my life, but also celebrate the gift of their life as well.
I love that. Love that. Lisa, what was your first encounter with survivor's remorse?
My first encounter, I would say, would be to have received. So before they even actually said the word cancer, they said to me, if you don't have surgery within 30, if you don't have surgery right now, you have less than 30 days to live. So that was the first thing. They had never even mentioned the cancer part. They hadn't gotten that far yet. but they just that right there. So here I am 13 years later. God still has me here for whatever his purpose may
Amen.
be. But what I guess my guilt is finding it hard to comfort someone who's received that same diagnosis and now they're in hospice, or their family member could be going through. And then it doesn't necessarily have to be just cancer, with life itself,
Right.
just with life itself, going through whatever it is they may be going through, and to God cover me. And it sometimes it can be misinterpreted to say, oh, so you saying God didn't cover me? He's not
Right.
covering me. And you never want to do that.
Right.
You never want to give nobody that thought or make no one feel that way. That was uncomfortable for me. And a lot of times, if I'm in a present, I was like, you know what? I'll be honest. I was like, I have no words. Can I just hug you? Can I pray
Right.
with you? Because I
Right.
don't have the words.
Right.
I don't have the words of comfort. And
Sometimes
I'm
you don't have
telling
the
you,
words.
yeah.
And that's when you call on, God for strength. And it's like, you know what, Lord, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to encourage because right now I'm breaking inside myself. And, sometimes God would say, be still and just pray silently. Sometimes God says, be bold and go and pray with them. Sometimes God says, be encouraging and uplifting and share your story. Sometimes that is, there's sometimes we don't know the right words to say. Um, and I found that very early on. It was like I didn't know what to say. People are calling me, asking me, but I go and talk to sit with this person that's been diagnosed with cancer, which they didn't know half of the time. I was just getting out of the hospital myself. So yeah, we don't have the words all the time. It's not, but one thing that I've realized is it's not our job to be everything to everybody. God
Amen.
said that is his job. That is
Amen.
his job for him to be the I am that I am.
Hmm.
So once I realized that, I can't keep trying to help and fix everyone because that's not my job. My job is to be that encourager, that vessel, giving that gift of life, sharing the gift of love and joy with others. That is my job.
Jump in here, Frankie. What was your first encounter as it relates to survivor's remorse?
Well, oddly and coincidentally, there are cancer survivors at my church that I'm very close to. Some of them I didn't know until I was diagnosed that they were actually going through what they were going through. And then a couple of them I knew ahead of time, but they had a slew of issues in addition to cancer. So to see me, fly through the treatment and get back almost back to normal. Yeah, I carried a little guilt, especially for a younger brother of mine in Christ, who has a lot of challenges, and he's just starting to live. So that was tough for me. At the same time, this has been a period of reinforcement and new beginnings for me, where I now look at things from a perspective as you were saying, Lisa, about self, as you've been talking about self care. I know that I've sown a whole lot of seeds. And I've done a lot for a lot of people, and I've moved in directions for folks that may have been to a fault. So now at this point I have to focus on me, and I have to focus on, just like you were saying, sister, about not being able to be there for everybody in that moment. You may not have certain words um to say, or certain, or you, and it may not be led for you to do that. Sometimes it ain't our place. But you know I do believe too that we wind up having purpose, which is why we're still here.
Yes.
So, and not to put shade or to be mean about anybody else, but they have
Right.
progressed onto the ancestral realm because that was the way that it was supposed to be. And for whatever powers, whatever comes with that, whatever work they have on the other side to do, so be it. You know, and that might be the case. Like in my case, I was diagnosed June 16, 2021. Okay, my grandmother was buried at Burr Oak that afternoon that I found out I had cancer. I was literally coming out the gates at Burr Oak Cemetery. My point of bringing that up is knowing what I believe in God and ancestral power, she had to ascend in order for me to beat this thing. She had to be in God's ear. She had to be appointed to a higher place to help me to beat this thing. So when I think about that on the other end with other people that don't win the battle in cancer, we don't know what the true purpose of their ascension is. It could be to take care of their family. Maybe they were so ill that it was causing a financial blow, and them leaving, even though I'm sure the family members will want them around, leaving them has left the family in a financial standing where they're able to make it and carry on the legacy of that deceased person. So I just think about purpose. I think about why we're here, what we're here, and why we take the paths that we take, and that kind of gives me a peace even in my own walk.
Wow, that's powerful. You just made me think about my sister who passed away at the age of 52, 3 years before my diagnosis. Now, my family wasn't thinking about breast cancer, and even when she passed, we was like, that's like an isolated incident because she was always sick from something. So we just
Mm.
felt like, okay, just because she was sick. And so I just feel like God was like, okay, wait a minute. Y'all don't want to talk about it. Guess what? It's about to pop up again. And I think he felt like, okay, I wasn't going to be quiet. I was going to share it. And I always say, I didn't do nothing special. I didn't do anything special. I'm just here because God was not finished with me. That's the only reason
Exactly.
why I'm here. There was no magic formula with me. There was nothing that I ate. There was not a certain amount of exercise that I did, or no stress or positive thoughts. It was because God is just not finished with me yet. And that's the only reason why that I am still here. Hey,
So that
Angela.
changes perspective.
It does.
Hi.
Go ahead, Frankie. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, I'm sorry. Hi. But
Hi,
it changes
Frankie.
perspective. Hi.
That's Angela from last night that said she wanted
Hey,
to do that
Angela,
duo
Hi.
with you.
with that pretty hair you had on your head.
Hi, Frankie.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm sorry. Where you at, Kenya? Kenya
Hi,
commented.
ladies.
What's going on, Angela?
Kenya, where are you? I don't see your face.
Kenya's not on, but she's commenting. I'm not sure if she was able to get on. Oh, my niece said amen.
Is
She's
that
so glad that
Lisa?
I'm still here. That's Lisa.
Amen.
Yes.
Hey,
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
Lisa.
Frankie. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were
No,
talking
it's
about how to.
okay. It's okay. You're fine. We could move on. Not a big deal. I'm
but
just rambling.
Frankie, I wanted to say what something you said. Respond to something you said. What I noticed too, my uncle, he got a diagnosis of cancer, and he died maybe about a year later. But what I remember when they called us when we were at church, everybody had come to the hospital and they was going to do emergency surgery, this, that, and the other for him. On the day after the surgery, they came back and they told all the family, and I mean, it was like a reunion there. That's how we show up for each other. And they said, well, we give him, he has about 6 months to live. My uncle passed that night. But I think what it is, sometimes within ourselves, we say, if I can't have the life that I'm accustomed
Yes.
to live, then let me go back with my daddy. Let me
Right.
go back
Mm-hmm.
to
Yes.
my time here.
Yes.
I've done what I've had to do. Let me go. Let me not suffer. Because, like I said, probably about 4 or 5 o'clock, they came out and they said we give him about 6 months. By 11 o'clock, I mean, we had just left the hospital only to get home and turn back around. I mean, like the key in the door, and they say, back
Wow.
and and go back. So sometimes they just say, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore. my job here is done.
Yep.
Yeah. Some people, believe it or not, some people don't want to fight. They don't want the poisons to be, dripped in them. I had a lady at work, a coworker. She had a headache one day, went to the emergency room, and they said she had a tumor. And they started pumping all this chemo in her. And like a month later, she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, no, she made the decision to stop the treatment. They said, if you stop the treatment, you'll be gone in 6 months. If you stay on the treatment, you'll be here for at least 18 months. And I kid you not, she probably was gone in a week. But she decided that that's not how she wanted to live, because she was going to be living. She wasn't really going to have a life. She was just going to be kept alive really from the chemo.
So
Right.
for me, I'm very transparent. Anybody that's ever followed me, talked to me, met me in person, I'm very transparent, open about my journey. I've been there. I've been at the point where it's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tired of being someone's pincushion. I'm tired of being, everybody's guinea pig. I'm tired of taking all this medicine. This is no type of quality of life. Like Lady Rochelle said, I've heard those words numerous times in 3 different parts of my body. I've had over 40 something surgeries. I've had tons and tons and tons, even today, leaving a cardiologist and changing medication and adding 4 more. Sometimes it gets too much. Sometimes the weight becomes really, really heavy. And we're all human. No matter how much we try to be superhuman, how much we try to be superwoman, how much we say that we got everything together, sometimes we just don't have it together. And what I found out is that's still okay. It's
Right.
okay not to always have it together. But it's also okay to admit that, you know what? I need some help. I need help on this journey. That's why I'm so thankful that I have so many fellow survivor sisters and brothers that, if worst case scenario, I can just pick up the phone and text and be like, you know what? Can you just pray with me for a moment? Having a good support system is so necessary. But what happens when you're behind closed doors by yourself?
You better call on God.
That is the only, and I was
Baby.
waiting for, look, I was waiting for my ladies
Baby.
to chime in. And
Whew.
that's where, sometimes we never know why bad things happen. We never know why, we've been given these mountains, to climb. But there's always a lesson in every single thing. And
Absolutely.
so this lesson was to me, you know what? Why are you calling on somebody else to go and help with you and pray for you? Why aren't you calling on me? Why aren't you spending that one-on-one time with me? Yes, your doctors are there because I created, but I am the creator that created. So why
Mm-hmm.
aren't you contacting me? Why aren't you calling on me? Why aren't you praying more to me? So this journey has helped me get on my knees more. It has helped me look on that Bible and find every scripture I can possibly find that can help to deal with, that to encourage and uplift my soul, my spirit. So yes, and me being transparent, yes, I have those days that I'm just like, I'm tired upon tired. I don't think any of us can say
Man.
that there's not days that be tired upon tired. I even had
Exactly.
those days that was like, you know what? I'm not taking no more medicine. I'm not going into any more surgery. I'm not having any more treatments. I'm done. And then I look at my niece, or I look at my baby boy, that my prayer was, God, just let me see him graduate from high school. And here in 2 months, he's graduating from college.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
That's God.
I think that I'm thankful for you wonderful ladies. Those that know and those that don't know, those that are praying, they silent. Anytime someone says, I pray for anyone that's diagnosed with a chronic illness, that covers me.
Yeah.
I pray for anyone that has cancer. That covers me. I pray for a mom. That covers me. So even though they might not know that they're praying for us, they're praying for us. And I will accept all the prayer that I can possibly
Amen.
have.
Yes.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
Yes. You know
I
what? I went through that too, though. I remember being in the hospital, and every day I had to go to x-rays. every day was they wanted me to drink that stuff and that
Mm,
thick, nasty
mhm,
stuff, like the second surgery didn't go as well as the first surgery. And so it caused additional complications. And so, like I said, every day was the x-rays, drink this stuff. So after day 4, I told him, I said, what ain't highlighted ain't gonna be highlighted today. Y'all
yes,
figure it out. I can't do that. I can't drink no more of this. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, yeah, y'all figure it out. And then I've also had someone to say to me, um, going back to what Frankie was saying, oh, you got well real quick.
mm,
No,
mm.
that wasn't my story. I just had a determination to live, and I decided I wasn't gonna wear cancer on my sleeve. That was it.
Word.
Yes, I totally agree. That's why I said the outside can be so deceiving when people see you, not knowing. We do a lot to keep this together. We got to draw on our eyebrows, put some eyelashes on, all of that, trying to and mine still ain't came back in fully, trying to make sure we look presentable and together when we go out. So this thing is definitely not easy. I just want to recognize some ladies that had snuck up in here and they're commenting. Deonde, she said this is our mission. It's our mission. Kenya, I'm not sure what's wrong. I did send you the link in Messenger, so see if you can get on through that way. Don, thank you for tuning in with us. We appreciate you guys. Also, Vanessa, thank you for tuning in with us. I can agree with Jakina when it comes to we, talking to everybody and going to everybody, and God is like, hey, I'm right here. Why are you going to everybody else? I can remember crying out in the midnight hour, just having pain, and I'm thinking like, okay, this must be it because I'm in pain, and this pain is not going away, and this was a pain that was unbelievable, and as women, a lot of times we have a high tolerance when it comes to pain. And my tolerance is high to where a lot of times I don't even want to take medicine. Well, for me, I don't even want to take medicine. Like when I have my babies and after I have my babies, they be like, do you need any Tylenol? You need medicine? I'm like, no, I don't want nothing. Don't give me anything. And I can remember just crying out in the middle of the night, just looking for God and searching for him, like, hello, Lord, like I'm here, like, where are you? And I'm just doing the ugly cry. And, I'm listening to my music, trying to, be inspired. And then he came in and the song came on, The Presence of the Lord is Here. And he let me know that, daughter, I am in this room. And when I tell you that the atmosphere of the room changed, like the room changed, and I had to sit myself up and I had to wipe my tears. And I just had to talk to him and tell him what I was going through. Like, do you see me? I'm down here. I'm hurting. And this is before I went through chemo, before I was in chemo, before I had my surgery, before I even had the irradiation. And he was letting me know that he had me. The next song that came on was Let Go and Let God. Baby, you can't handle this on your own. I need you to let this go so that I can handle it. And that night I was like, okay, I'm going to be okay. Like he let me know, and he actually let me see myself. He let me see myself healed. And I was like, okay, so I still got to go through this process. I still got to get through this chemo and go bald headed and skin turn black, lose my nails, lose weight. And I still had to go through all of that, but he let me see myself healed. And so I was like, okay, I had the strength to get through that journey because he let me see that, because he came to see about me. And I was just like, thank you, Lord. If you never come, how they said, if you never come see about me again, I'm gonna be all right, because I had that encounter with him that night. And it was nothing like your grandmother told you, your mama told you. I encountered God for myself. And it was amazing. It was amazing.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I don't know. I had a different approach. I think that, and I'm not, and everybody's experience is different. So I try to just tell my truth and where I was with it.
Yes.
I'm with you, Rochelle, when you say, I know these are the steps I have to take to get better. I cannot stress how much I was unafraid of this, because I knew my faith was so grounded. Like, I don't know how else to describe it, I don't know if it was because of 2020, with the pandemic. I lost a lot of family members. I'm talking my grandmother, who was my twin, my best friend, my cousins, my uncle. I mean, people were just dying. Someone that I was seeing, like just dying off. And, you know, I guess I don't know if it was, I don't even believe it was numbness. I think it's just security and knowing that I've had to come across this over and over again. Of course, when people leave, you start to question your fate and what that looks like and what steps you're going to take. But in that moment, I think the fear of the unknown was bigger than the fear of dying for me, if that makes any sense. Like the relinquishment of control that you have to initiate, because nothing is in control. I talk about my hair, and when my hair started falling out, I was like, okay, brother-in-law, cut my hair off, because I needed to have control over something. And in that scenario, you don't have control. But in my heart of hearts, the way I felt, I was like, okay, God, I don't know why you putting me through this, but I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I don't know what to tell you. I got too many things, too many plans. I know that I'm here to do something great. And now, with me being a performer, I'm able to speak about breast cancer when I'm on stage. I'm able to talk to people. I'm able to be an example of miraculousness. I opened for Joe in August in Peoria, and started the first song, finished the first song, and collapsed on stage, passed out. And I think it was from being just fatigued, from being tired, because your body goes through so many changes. Now I'm trying to get back, back how I was. My speed ain't as fast as my desire. So I got back up and I did the show, and I testified about what I was going through. And long story short, the next song that we were singing was Be Thankful by William Devine. And
Yeah.
people's hands were in the air. They were like worshiping, So I can't have those moments without me not have gone through what I did prior to that. I had to face what I went through in order to have those moments. And that was I can't describe it. I wasn't like, oh Lord, this is gonna take me out. It was like, okay, God, like, dang, I done been through enough in life. Now you're gonna have me go through this obstacle course. Let me go ahead and get this over
Right,
with so I can
right,
see what's
right,
on the other
right,
side. I
right.
never felt that it was my demise. I just didn't believe that. I think sometimes we know too. If we
Yes.
know deep down inside, we can
Yes.
tell, you
Yes.
know. So that's my story. I can't, and
Right.
I'm not perfect. And I've had nights where my heart was beating out my chest, and I'm like, I ain't never felt my heart beating this hard in my life. I've
Right.
had those moments, but I also was like, all right, if you just get through the night, G, we got this.
Yes.
We got this,
Yes.
gangster. We got this. And that's kind of been the attitude that I've had in everything.
Kenya said y'all gonna make her run around this house, Frankie. Yeah, she said, "Come through, ladies. Come through. Come through." Yes. She also said the unknown is something else.
Yeah.
It's something else. And she talked about the worrying too. We sometimes we worry ourselves for no reason when God said to cast our cares on him, but a lot of times we cast it, take it back, take it back, take it back. Oh, he ain't moving fast enough for us. So and then she mentioned that how we all have a unique journey. Each journey is different. Even if you're diagnosed with the same cancer, your journey is going to be totally different. Don
Hmm.
said God told her, believe and it shall be. And she stood in faith. And she's a survivor of 14 years.
That's what I'm
Yes,
talking about.
yes,
It's
yes.
that manifestation piece. Knowing, tapping into your source, but also knowing the power that you have in you that he's granted you. That
Yeah.
manifestation piece is very intricate in this fight.
Yes, I totally agree. Jump in there, Angela. We see you.
Um, my survivor's remorse. In the midst of being a survivor, I helped take care of two of my closest friends, and they both passed away. Um, Getting up at 4:30 in the morning, and other people are like, "You gonna go do that?" It wasn't about me. I was doing what God said to do. And if the shoes was on the other foot, they would do the same. They would have done the same for me, you know. I didn't care anything about getting up at 4 in the morning. I didn't care about staying up all night. I didn't care about helping put clothes on. I didn't care about helping change or wipe or give a bath. That didn't matter to me because I did it from my heart. And those were my good friends. And they're both passed on, but I've had more than that to pass on, but these two were extremely, like, very dear to my heart. One was like a mother and one was like a sister. So sometimes I think and I was like, why them? Why not me? What? But then I was listening to this one pastor I listened to on Instagram. Her name is Real Talk Kim, and she always say, if you have a pulse, you have a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, God, what is my purpose? So a lot of times when my family friends or someone get diagnosed with cancer, they always say, call my sister. She'll tell you what to do. She'll tell you how to, just go through all the whole motion. And I'm like, stop telling people that I'm not no God. They was like, no, it's not about being God. It's about how true you are, and how willing you are to be there, how willing
Mm,
you are to accept it, you know. And a lot of times I'd be like, shying away, but God was like, hey, I put you here. I left you here for a purpose. It's not just
absolutely.
about you. And I knew it's not about me. And I used to say, God, why me? So, and then I stopped saying, why me? I know that I can question him. And so I said, when I was really sick, I had chemo. Chemo put me in the hospital for 6 days, tore me up. I didn't care about nothing else. All I wanted to do was get home to my kids. I had to get one child ready for college and the other one ready for high school. So my parents is too old. Well, not old, but my dad is deceased now, 4 years. But my mom is still living. She's 82. And at that time, they were in their 70s. I'm like, I can't leave my kids here with my parents. My parents too old. They're seniors. I have to take care, be responsible for my own children. So in the midst of all that, God spared my life, and I am truly blessed. I help out
Amen.
anyone that I can. Like today was my oldest brother. He's the third to the oldest. Today was his first day of chemo, and my brother's
Mm,
65, and he is receiving treatment. It's stage 3 colon cancer,
mm,
and it's so God works in so many. He just works mysteriously. And my brother's a truck driver. He kind of blinked out on the road, but he totaled his truck. But only thing with my brother, he didn't die,
mm-hmm.
but he was really banged up and messed up. He had to get surgery, and he had to get a CAT scan, and they wanted to know why was he blanking out like that. So in the midst of getting the CAT scan, they saw the mass on his colon. It was stage 3, and I'm so grateful to God that they saw it.
Me
Because
too.
today is the first day he did chemo. So I didn't call him today, so I said I'll call him tomorrow. But I had already told my sister-in-law what to do, and how to get ready and what to purchase when she go to the store. And I just gave her the rundown on everything. I said, and always keep something, like, I told her to keep pickles, oranges, lemons, just to keep that carper taste out of his mouth. And I told her everyone don't experience. I said, but that taste, I'm quite sure, has been in everyone's mouth, at least 80 to 90% of everyone's mouth. And that it tastes like copper. It tastes like
Mm-hmm. The
iron. And
metallic
I just
taste.
told her to always keep something with a good taste so that he won't, be gurgitating and, can't hold down his food or whatever. And it's going to give him some anti-nausea medication and everything. So I didn't call him today. I said I'll call him tomorrow and to see just how he, did it. So how he
Well, good
made
for
it
you that
through
you
the
knew
first day
too.
of his treatment. So
And you just proved
I'm just
what
grateful for that. So
you just you just proved
huh.
though what you just proved, why we go through the things that we go through, and that is to help somebody else. That's your testimony is paying it forward, and that's a part of
Yeah.
purpose. That's why
Yeah.
there's
One of
no
my girlfriends, she always say,
remorse.
"You're the sacrificial lamb of your family." I was like, "What?"
Mm, mhm. Yeah,
Um,
I'm a believer.
So,
Our
and I
experiences
did
are
get
not
both
so
of my
much
kids
for us.
graduate with their masters. So,
wow.
Good.
Yes, our experiences are not so much for us. It's not so much that we have done something wrong that caused, but God saw fit to chose us for this stuff so that we could be just like you to help out your brother and your friends and
right,
stuff. I had a friend who she's now a cancer survivor, have been for I think now about good 5 years. And I used to go out, and do and everything for her. But Frankie, I had an experience like yours too about this cancer thing. I remember sitting in the hospital and I'm like, okay, God, now. So I talked to God like I talk to my friends. Because
Me too.
he's one of my friends. And I said, okay, dude, listen. All these people out here doing this, that, and the other. And I'm out here trying to help young people and this. And now I got to be bothered with this. And I could hear God saying, this is just a conversation between me and God. Chill, you already healed. You just got to go through the motion. I was, oh, okay. When he said I was healed and I just had to go through the motion, let's do this.
Yeah,
Come on, let's go.
that
And
was
I
my
can
same
feel it.
sentiment.
Like I've
right.
gone through it. I found a lump in the breast. And as of March of this year, I no longer have to go for the every 6 months now. Praise God
Yes.
for that. I had to do a cocktail for like 14 days. At one time, they thought I had stomach cancer, and that was just after the ovarian cancer. No more of that. Praise God for that.
Mhm.
So we're just testimonies. We're out here with our own little missionary doing God's work. You through music, you through helping people, you through Warriors Talk. These other young ladies who are out there just doing the doggone thing. We are messengers.
And it's a gift to receive that 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 assignment.
It is. It's when you think about it, I was like, this when I first thought about it, I'm like, this is overwhelming. But then I thought about it like, God, trust me with this assignment. This is a big assignment, especially when you get those calls. Like Angela said, people in Kenya said, people are calling you and say, hey, talk to my family member for me. They just got diagnosed with cancer. And you're like, what am I going to say to them? And you may be having a bad day that day. You may be going through your own thing. But when you get on that phone, by the
Right,
time you hang up, you're going to make sure that that person has hope before they hang up that phone. You're going to tell them what it is, but they going to hang up knowing that, yeah, okay, I got this. So you just, a lot of times, like you said, we have to relinquish that control and let go and let God and allow him to guide us on what we need to do. A lot of times we're trying to do our own thing. And then when it ain't working, we're like, oh, this ain't even working, because that's not what God told you to do. Stop, pay attention to him and really ask him to guide you on what to do. Kenya said for her, it was like getting in the ring with the unknown. So what she found herself doing is studying the opponent.
That's good.
Yes, yes, I like that.
Before you go into a fight, you just don't go in there like, oh, okay, I'm ready. No, you gotta know, okay, I know he always used this left uppercut. So when that's coming, I know to move the other way. You gotta know what to do. So Frankie talked about on her song Breathe. You gotta know what weapons to bring with you, what shield, what sword. You gotta know what to bring with you when you going into battle. You
Right.
just you don't go naked. You got to know what to bring with you. And for each person, it may look different. One person may say, okay, I need prayer. One person may say, oh, I need scriptures. One person may need inspirational songs. Everybody may need something different that's going to fuel them to get through that battle.
And I'm a big advocate for therapy too.
Yes.
I think that's necessary, whatever that looks like for you. If it's, Big Mama on the block that you can go and sit and eat some tea cakes with and just let her just listen to all your problems. If it's your pastor, preferably a professional, somebody that's outside of your circle where they have no bias, and they can
Right.
give you a professional opinion. But I think that that helps because, those nights where we're in prayer and we're concerned and we're confused about what our next steps are, those there are points where you might need to utilize those therapeutic tools, such as journaling, such as meditation, the things that can ground you and center you in a way where you can actually gain the sleep that you need to heal,
Yeah.
so I think we have to, I think as a community we progressed in the usage of therapy in our daily lives. I think I hear more people going to therapy now than I ever have in my
Mhm.
life,
Mhm.
in particular in the Black community. But in this case, yes, we do need to put it in the Lord's hands, but we also need to use some of his stewards, some of his soldiers, if you will,
Yeah.
that will stand in the gap when we need that human interaction to kind of suffer through what we're dealing with.
You made me think about the song "We Need Each Other to Survive."
We
Yeah.
sing that every Sunday at my church.
Yes.
That's how we
Yes.
close out our service.
Yes.
hmm
Yes. Kenya says, I think we all have friends or family members who always give your information out so that that person who was just diagnosed will have a chance to hear your story so that you can uplift them and know that there is hope.
Amen.
hmm
Yes, yes. I just want to recognize Dawn. Dawn is an individual who is a giver. She's a giver. And she says, Amen. Yes, helping women gets to the finish line. She is a helper. Since I've been doing my galas, I think she has donated to the galas. I didn't even know who she was. She just inboxed me one day. It's like, hey, I have some items for the gala for the women. Do you need them? You want them? I'm like, yeah. Why? Yeah. And then every year we're connecting, and just out of the goodness of her heart, she's giving, to the women, to the survivors. And I'm grateful for that. And she sits in the background. She's quiet with it. You wouldn't even know that she does it at all, but she does. And I'm grateful for her. So I just wanted to recognize her really quick and let her know that
Hey Don, thank you.
Hey,
we
Don.
appreciate you. Yes. I'm excited. And can you agree with me? She said, yes, she is. Yes, she is. Don also says it's a mindset. How you start the journey determines how it ends. If you enter the race already defeated, you won't have the faith and the strength to finish.
Yes,
Come
ma'am. Yes,
through.
ma'am, Pam. That's right.
Come through. Wow. All right, ladies, this hour went really
Sorry,
quick.
ladies, my phone does its own thing.
That's okay, Angela. Your phone doesn't want you to spit that wisdom out, so it's trying to hold you back. We got you.
At least
Long
I'm
as you
not
ain't.
right. I'm not writing 5 paragraphs.
I was just about to say that. Long as these, well, we good. The paragraphs are not here. So I want to wrap this up. I want to wrap it up by giving some words of wisdom to someone who may be dealing with survivor's remorse and just don't know how to move past it. So let's start with Lisa.
Well, I would say to you, as all of these beautiful young ladies here have said, and our sisters who are in the comments, you got to hold on to your faith. You cannot. God has not failed you. You can't fail Him by giving up. So hold on, even even when it looks bleak, and you can't worry about those who gone on. The, they have finished their assignments, but you still have something else to do. So hold on to your faith, and sister, keep pushing, just like they
Oh,
said,
come
to the
on.
finish
Oh.
line.
Yes. Yes. All right, Angela. Can you hear
My
me,
turn?
Angela? Yes, some words of
A little
wisdom
bit, not
to
a
someone.
lot.
Say it
Words of
again.
wisdom. Hmm. The number one thing is to trust God. Don't let fear override your faith. If you have a
Amen.
pulse, you have a purpose.
Yes.
My motto, no offense, you received a diagnosis, not a death sentence.
Yes, Frankie.
Well, you all have already touched on God. God first. Trust in Him with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Which leads me to the
Yes.
segue of my next point. It's your path. So your path is not going to look like everyone else's path. Your journey will
That's
not
right.
look like everyone else's journey. But if you implement the gifts and the treasures that you have been granted by God our Father, then you'll be able to live in your purpose and fulfill your purpose, so that when you do, lay down for that last time, then you know that your work has been done. So don't measure yourself up against what everyone else is doing, because everybody else's path is different from yours. And if you keep that in mind and continue to walk with God and those that are around you on this earth, your village and your ancestors, with the Ubuntu statement, which is I am because we are, then you will be able to fulfill the purpose, that of which is you being successful in your fight.
Yes.
Yes. I'm just reminded about Romans 8 and 28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and those who are called according
Called
to
according
his
to his
purpose.
purpose.
Just remember that everybody's journey, we've been saying everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is unique. And so when you approach someone who's dealing with survivor's remorse, just, meet them where they are, meet them where they are, and then depending on how they want to open up to you, however much information they want to share, don't make them feel like they have to share, because people are vulnerable when you're going through a cancer diagnosis, and the last thing you want them to do is to shut down and not open up to anybody. I agree with Frankie about professional health. A lot of times our doctors don't push that when we're going through treatment. They're so worried about the physical, but they're not really treating our mental. A lot of times we have to reach out ourselves to get that mental health. So don't skip out on that, because you need the balance. You need the physical and you need the mental. You already getting your spiritual. You need everything to be balanced. So ladies, you guys have made some good points tonight. I appreciate you. You talked about when you're going through survivor's remorse, remember to celebrate the life of the person who has passed on before us. You don't have to be sad about it. You don't have to say, "Oh Lord, why me? Why you didn't take me, Lord?" Who was it? I think it was it Esther on Good Times? Like, oh no, I can't cuss. Okay, I ain't gonna say it on here. But y'all know what I'm saying. Esther on Good Times, when she was
Yes.
when James died, and then she said those three little words. Y'all don't have to go there with those words. And
Right.
y'all talked about relinquishing control, and that's important to do that. And relinquishing control is not a sign of weakness, but it is a sign of strength, depending on who you relinquishing that control to. And I'm saying relinquish it to God, right? So that He can guide you along the way. Know that this journey has a purpose. It has a purpose. And if you sit still long enough, then you will hear from God and you would know exactly what that purpose is. And like Lisa said, we're messengers. We're messengers. And I'm just here to be obedient and to do what God told me to do, and not half do it, but I'm going to do it to where I think Oprah said this, do whatever it is that you do it so good that people cannot deny what you do. And when they're looking for somebody to do that, guess who they're going to call? When they think about cancer, anything to do with cancer, they're like, "Oh, Lady Rochelle." They think about anything with music, "Oh, Frankie." They think about anything with young people, movie writing, who they gonna call? Lisa. They think about anything with encouraging, anything about caregiving, anything about the medical field. Angela knows it. Who they gonna call? Anything that's dealing with homeless, domestic violence, cancer survivor, who they gonna call? They gonna call Kenya. Anything about giving or knowing where to get these products from that we can give to survivors and encouraging them, who they gonna call? They gonna call Dawn. And I see Deonde on here too. She's a giver. She's a giver. She has events all the time, giving to women, supporting women. Be a master at your craft, no matter what it is. When you encounter people who may be dealing with a life-altering disease, somebody had to be there for us. Somebody had to mentor us through it. I know I had a mentor when I was going through it. Have that same compassion that someone had with you when you were going through it, and take the time to say, You can get through this. Everybody's destination is not death. Sometimes God just needs to clear your path so you can walk into your God ordained destiny. And on that note, ladies,
Boom.
it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Angela, can you tell the people how to stay
Huh?
connected with you? Tell the people how to stay connected with you.
Say that again.
Tell the people how they can stay connected to you.
How do they get connected to me?
Woo. Child, yes.
My phone is acting.
You need an iPhone.
Man.
Tell the people how to stay connected with you. How can they follow you? How can they stay connected with
Okay,
Angela?
you sound like my kids now.
Oh Jesus.
Ma,
So
you
I
need an
would
iPhone.
All right, put it in the chat. You need an iPhone. Okay. Lisa. Lisa, tell the people, Lisa, what's next for Lisa and how they can stay connected with you.
Well, what's next for Lisa? Lisa is writing a sequel to My House, My Rules, not up in here. So we have a sequel coming up. We're hoping to start our filming next year. So I should be finished writing within the next month or so on that. And to stay connected with me, it would be best for you to reach out right here on Facebook. You can inbox me, and I'll be more than happy to speak with you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lisa. Frankie, what's coming up, Frankie? And how can they stay connected with you? I can't hear you, girl. Are you on mute?
Oh, duh. So the 28th, I'll be returning back to the basement with my crew, the Frankie Parker and the Gentleman Band, featuring the Just Us League, 353 West Hubbard Street in Chicago. This is our residency spot. We've the longest running residency at the basement. Also, you can catch me on my website, frankieparkermusic.com, IG Sounds of Frankie P with one F, and on Facebook, Frankie Breezy Parker. And also check out that new single, Breathe, on all digital streaming platforms.
Hold on. Because I want them to know what you looking for when you look for it.
Look for my name, Frankie Parker, Breathe, or that picture, and
Yeah.
that'll take you to the music. You can click in iTunes, Spotify, Tidal. I believe it's even in CD Baby now.
Yes, I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.
No, you won't.
Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your experience with everybody to move from awareness towards action. We talked about survivor's remorse tonight, and I know that someone is going to be blessed on tonight. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and nice to meet you, ladies.
Exactly. Same
You're
here.
welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, ladies.
Nice
All
to meet
right.
you too. We're coming to the studio, okay?
Oh, you're talking to Frankie. Hold on. So Frankie,
Yeah.
on
Huh?
November the 25th, are
So,
you there?
huh?
Are you
Yes.
at the base? You are going to be there
Mm-hmm.
at the basement. Okay. That's what we need to know. All
Okay.
right.
Make sure y'all let me know ahead of time, okay?
Okay.
Beforehand.
All
Okay.
right. I'll let you know. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
See
All
y'all.
right.
Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in to
I'm gonna get
Warrior
an iPhone.
Talk. Well, you need to get an iPhone. Thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady Rochelle. I'm so excited, you guys. We have our gala coming up Saturday. Oh my God, it came so fast. Saturday is the gala, the Survivors Reflection Gala that's taking place at the Crystal Sky Banquet Hall from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. You still can come. I mean, I'm at capacity, but if you want to come, we can squeeze you in there. If you want to donate, sponsor, you can definitely do that. We are celebrating survivors on that day. We have survivor honorees that we're going to celebrate. We're going to do a fashion show. So it's going to be an amazing time. I'm looking forward to it. You know, 7 is the number of completion. And so we are going to end this 7th year with a bang. And I'm so excited. So you need to be there. And also, if you would like to be a guest on Warriors Talk Radio Show and you want to share your journey, whether it's a cancer journey or if you have survived something else, please inbox me on Facebook, or you can email me at warriorstalk1@gmail.com and let me know that you would like to share your journey. And my last sponsor of the night is Gloria Dotson with Mary Kay, and she's catering to all of our beauty needs from head to toe. You can go to marykay.com/GDOTSON. You guys, thank you for tuning in to Warriors Talk Special Edition. This was our panel tonight, and this was the last night of our panel. This was the 4th week for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I hope that you guys were enlightened and educated. I will see you guys on Monday at 6 p.m. on Intellectual Radio. This is Lady Rochelle with Warriors Talk, where we are empowering warriors one step at a time.